Hello there and a very big welcome to Email Marketing Copy Essentials. My name is Peter Beckenham, the Village Marketer, and I'm delighted and excited to share with you some thoughts about copywriting as it applies to email marketing. Now, according to Wikipedia, copywriting is content primarily used for advertising or marketing. This type of written material is often used to persuade a person or a group as well as raise brand awareness. And you could add on there as well for email marketing and also to build rapport and trust to increase conversions. So it's really all about persuasion, rapport building and conversions. So let's look at the two foundation parts of email marketing: subject lines and your email copy or the email message itself. Your subject line is critical, because if emails don't get opened, then your emails don't get read, right? And if you don't get read, then your links aren't going to be clicked. And if you don't get any links clicked, then you're not going to make any sales. That's pretty obvious, right? And your email copy is your actual message. It's equally important to the subject line as it impacts on whether the links are going to be clicked or not. We'll look at this a little bit later in the presentation, okay? So let's look at what makes an effective subject line. Firstly, curiosity. Like, what the hell is it, right? Curiosity is a huge factor in subject lines, there's no doubt about that. Another one is something that conveys value. Like, what will I get? Some sort of specific result, right? And a third type of effective subject line relates to the self, to you. Like, I'm sorry, but this really affects you. Or things like, how will this affect you? Have you heard the bad news? Or this affects you. Or today your life changes, see how. Those sort of things are all the impact on you, right? So the three: curiosity, creating value, and self. They're the first three major psychological drivers for subject lines. But there's more. Recognition. Like a simple subject line like it says, you are amazing. That can be very effective. Or another one is concern. How can I help you? Let me help you, right? And the third one, relationships. This can be extremely powerful, especially if you're capturing people's first name when they are actually subscribing to you. I was thinking about you today, Robert, or I was thinking about you today, Pam, okay? So there's another three very effective subject line psychological basis, right? I must tell you, good copy will always directly relate to the underlying emotions and psychology. But be careful. Don't ever overuse any one particular type of subject line. Always mix them up. I mean, if you overuse any one of these, then your readers will lose interest for sure. They won't open your emails and your profit potential will go down very quickly. You can repeat them after a few weeks, but just don't overuse them, okay? Now let's look at some subject lines that actually work. Now I don't want you to copy these, right? But I want you to use the psychology that we're using here and create your own versions. There's the first one. Outrage. Have you heard about this? Now this asks a question that does two things, right? It raises curiosity and it evokes a feeling of, ooh, this might affect me. Now don't expect all your subject lines to work, by the way, but always write as if you are writing like yourself. Be you at all times and your personality will shine through. And people can then relate to you and you'll be able to persuade them even more, okay? Once you've got that relationship going and the rapport building going. So that's the first one, outrage. Have you heard about this? Okay, see if you can come up with your own version of that. Now, another three subject lines that are very clever and very brief but very effective. One's like, damn it, or FYI for your information, right? Or OMG. These are all pure curiosity, blind copy type subject lines, and it also implies there's something in it for them as well. Are they effective? Absolutely. Here's another type subject line that works very well. It's much longer than normal and really shouldn't go for long subject lines. The shorter the better. But in this particular instance, it actually does work. And it was, what the hell is XYZ training and how can it change your life? Now the XYZ is an abbreviation for whatever it is. I mean, for example, maybe you've got a maximum golf drive system, right? MGDS. So you'd say, what in the hell is an MGDS training and how can it change your life? That's what it's all about, okay? It's massive curiosity. There's positive value, which even drives more curiosity. What is it and how can it change your life, right? That truly does work. Here's another two. Info for your eyes only. Or, have you heard the bad news? Now these are both for self, right? And it makes people wonder, will this affect me? And again, it's like curiosity in a way. They have to open to find out. Now the next subject line is a huge value proposition. Now don't overuse these sort by all means, but try it out, okay? This one here, can I give you a $243,421.76 per month system? Okay. Now, as I said, don't use them too much because they're a secondary type subject line, but they really, really do work. Well, what about this one? Want to know the truth behind the lies online? I mean, this is massive curiosity, and it's speaking to the self again, right? Self-psychology. And it addresses the skepticism and the paranoia that is widespread, especially in the make money online marketplace. And it confirms often what the readers may be already thinking, right? So when they want to know the truth behind the lies online, I can tell you it'll definitely make them open the email. And here's another, short but very effective. I'm so sorry. This creates massive curiosity and it leads into a I feel I may have been neglecting you type email, okay? Because XYZ has been happening in my life. Maybe that's happened to you, and this then leads into how you dealt with a particular problem, and maybe I can be of help with you someday if you're facing the same issue, etc., etc. So it's a personalized type of email, right? I'm so sorry. Massive curiosity, but it's very effective. And here's another 3. 10 win-win strategies for quitting your job. Or the lazy man's way to riches. Or don't open this email, right? They are very popular type of email subject lines. So come up with your own versions of those as well, okay? Now here's another one. Personal story. Just had to share this. This creates curiosity and many people want to feel closer and get to know you more and trust you more. And the more they feel they know you, the more they feel comfortable with you, the more they'll probably take into considerations any recommendations you give them in your emails. I can tell you, actually, I've written emails where I put so much heart and soul into it that I was actually close to tears a couple of times as I was writing it. People will truly warm to you when you share personal, emotional things. It's extremely powerful. So please, always add emotion and all your personality into your emails. Don't just rely on strategy alone. That is boring. If you've had a bad day or a sad day or a happy day or a surprising day, share it in your email and speak as if you're talking to a friend. People can relate to that and you will definitely build rapport and you will definitely get people to come to know, like and trust you as a person, not just as an email marketer. So always express yourself and let your feelings be heard in your copy, okay? This is the authentic you and no one can ever replace you. Now, word of warning, never use clickbait type subject lines, okay? This is where people make some big bold promise, right? Just to get the person to open the email and then never deliver anything that's got anything to do with the subject line. That is extremely unprofessional, very poor, and you will lose credibility and you will lose your subscribers very quickly if you start playing that stupid game. So whatever style of subject line you pick, make sure that the email copy is relevant to that subject line, okay? Now let's talk about email copy. The purpose of email copy is to get clicks and to serve your subscriber. Your email message copy is just as important as a subject line, that's for sure, right? And the purpose of our email copy is to make sure we get our links clicked and to make sure you serve your subscriber. I mean, don't just be a douchebag and just keep annoying them by sending out stupid emails, right? Serve your subscriber. Add value to them, build relationships with them, help them in every way you can. That's the purpose of your email copy, and it's just as important as getting people to click the links. Now there's 3 general types of emails. There's more than that. In this presentation, just stick with just 3. There's a story based, which is should be 60% or more of your emails, right? And I'll put them in the order which they should be used most. Story based, at least 60%. Value based, say 30% or a bit more. And short urgent ones, no more than 10%. These are the 3 main types of emails you can use to get the click. Mix them up just like we do with the subject lines, okay? By the way, you wouldn't be doing anything wrong if your emails were 100% story based. I mean, the short urgent types maybe once a month. That's all, okay? Otherwise you'll burn your list out, and we'll talk about those in a minute. So let's start with story based, and I'm suggesting at least 60% of your emails should be story based. This is what you should focus on most. Sharing your life and anything interesting that's happening with you, and then tying that into a call to action or a reason that they should click here to go somewhere. For example, to get some free training or something. That's what a story is all about. People love to hear about you, and if you can actually relate some everyday event that's happening for you within your emails and then tie that into a call to action, I can tell you, you will have a fantastic change in the way that your subscribers relate to you. Now, free training that transitions into a pitch. This is critical. It's one of the best ways to sell regularly with your email marketing, because the idea is to first offer some kind of free training that pre-sells or pre-frames the content of the actual product or service that you have to offer. Always have someone click a link that goes to something that's a free option for them rather than directly to the product itself, right? And so you can then pre-sell or pre-frame the opportunity, right? And once they've seen that and they've seen the free training, they appreciate what you've done, then the chances of them considering the actual offer itself when it's given to them are significantly higher. I hope that makes sense. I mean, in a nutshell, if you can give away free training every day, then you are providing massive value, and it will greatly increase your sales potential, okay? Now let's look at value-based emails, okay? They're about 30%, as I mentioned before. This is where you're conveying results that the reader can actually get if they click the link. It's a focus on results. If they click this link, they'll get free training, or they'll learn whatever certain things, right? That's what you're offering. That's what the value is all about. And as I mentioned earlier, pre-frame and pre-sell, essential part of your email marketing. Of course, you can send your subscriber directly to the promotion if you so desire, but I can tell you the best way to promote is to create a little pre-frame or free training that complements, right, your final product and transitions to the pitch of the offer that you are promoting. That is by far the most effective way to write email copy that will definitely convert very effectively. Now, the third type of email copy are the short, urgent ones, okay? No more than 10%, okay? I mean, these are just quick emails of 1 or 2 short paragraphs, something along the lines of, hey there, this is very quick today. I just want you to click this link and go and check out this fantastic new video. I'm sure you'll find it very, very valuable. All the best. Take care. Bye for now. Okay. That's a very short, urgent, no value whatsoever in that email. Okay. For sure, you'll get high click-through rates with these types of emails because there's nothing else to do, right? But please use them sparingly, because otherwise you will burn out your list. Because your subscribers want to see value coming from you. Subscribers want to see a relationship being built between you and them, okay? And if you just keep sending short, quick emails, then they'll become very unresponsive very quickly. Now, as a suggestion, maybe a mix of story and value. That's what you should stick with, I think. Have your story, which is about the experiences and things that are happening to you on a day-by-day basis, and a clear value proposition, which is, in other words, what they will get if they click here. Go and get your free training, for example, right? If you can perfect the art of telling a story with a clear value proposition, then you are well on the way to highly effective email copywriting. Have a story that's interesting, have a story that's entertaining, and one that leads into what value they'll get when they click the link. All right. In other words, you segue your story into the reason why they should click the link. Now, here's 3 good email copy tips. 1, they imply value that they'll get, right? We referred to that before. Always have a value proposition of some sort. Secondly, use some scarcity. And thirdly, good email copy builds rapport with stories. Now, just to explain a little bit more about scarcity and value. Here's 3 examples of subject lines of scarcity and value. Last chance, be sure to grab the best price. Or, your 7-figure plan goes bye-bye at midnight. Or, 212 blog post ideas. So, include some scarcity sometimes to help get action. Not all the time, but sometimes. Maybe the price is rising, or you don't know how long the free training is going to be free. Maybe you're taking the page down soon as you have a membership limit. Whatever it is, create some sort of scarcity, as long as it's honest. Okay? Next, focus on stories and valuable training that leads to your offer. You can get personal and you build rapport in your copy that leads into some valuable training, and then that valuable training transitions into an offer. Not only will your list love you, but you'll be able to sell every single day and get high click-through rates, whilst at the same time retaining great relationships with your subscribers. They'll become very responsive to your email marketing. Why is that? Because you're building rapport, you're creating copy that's interesting, entertaining, right? You're giving a story that segues into some free training, right? Which is what you should be offering. And that free training complements your final offer. In other words, it pre-sells your final offer. Make sense? When you get the hang of this, you'll fall in love with writing copy, I can tell you. Actually, you can have campaigns that are like an episode, where you leave your readers on a cliffhanger at the end of the message, and they have to read your next message to see what happens. It's like a soap opera sequence, right? Very effective, I can tell you. By all means, you can put the links in each of the emails, but you finish off the story not quite finished with a cliffhanging comment, right? That forces them and encourages them to come and see the next email. Now remember, this is important. You are not trying to trick people into buying something. You're here to offer solutions to their problems. I can tell you now, there's no greater feeling than doing this, and it pays so well as a byproduct. Email marketing can be very profitable, very enjoyable, and build great relationships. Just take the time to perfect your storytelling, all right? And then imagine, how would you feel if your list actually looked forward to getting your next email? All right? That's your objective. All right? I hope you found this helpful. All the best. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.